Welcome back. I'm back with another special pair. This time I'm going to be running through a different pair of trainers for me. I've only reviewed one other pair of Air Max 95s on this channel. It is the Air Max 95 Unearthed. These dropped a couple of days ago and I wasn't planning to pick them up particularly. I'm not really a 95s guy, but I've liked the look of them for a while and they were sat on the sneakers app and I thought, you know what, let's do an impulse cop, see what they're like in hand. So I bought them in my size 11. Wasn't sure if that was my size. About half an hour later, it was going to go on my wife's account, get the 10.5, all gone. As always, the big sizes sold out straight away. So I wanted to give you a look at this pair. There are a few pairs floating around online in the secondary market, and they might, you never know, do a bit of a restock on sneakers. So I wanted to give a sense of whether this is a pair you would like to pick up or not. Personally, I'm gonna throw it out there straight away. This is a beautiful pair. There's so much that has been done well with this pair. So lock in and I want to give you all the details. I want to go through the size, the fit, the way they look, the cost, all that good stuff. So first up, I do want to say, if you're new to my channel and you're liking the content in terms of what I'm picking up, then please give it a like, please share it with your friends, please comment, please subscribe, even better. So as you can see behind me, I love all things Air Max. I also love other brands like New Balance, Diadora, Reebok, everything really. And I try and do honest reviews, straightforward reviews of trainers and culture and all that good stuff. So if this is what you like, please subscribe. Right, so let's talk through a few details with relation to this pair. So they are called the Air Max 95 Unearthed. I've had one pair of 95s years ago, a really amazing Halloween pair, but as usual, I bought them in the wrong size, half a size too small, and I couldn't get on with them and I had to let them go. I've actually got a review which is worth checking out of like Air Maxes, probably about 10 years old. But if you want to see my growth on the channel, then it's worth looking at. I'll put it up so you can see it. I do believe these were scheduled to drop for Sneakers Day, maybe last year or the year before, I'm not sure. And people were anticipating how good they were and they never dropped. And they only released on Wednesday on the Sneakers app. They are a sneakers only release and you can see that all over the packaging, which is fairly interesting. I recently, in fact this week, I pre-ordered the pair of Poly Kai Cenat Air Max 1s, which was a pre-order and it had to go through Dot Swoosh, which I'm not a newbie, but I'm new to this whole technology thing. I had to go through Dot Swoosh and there's a whole kind of content area with games and stuff. Anyway, ordered that pair pre-order. So it is interesting to me how Nike are deviating from, they've got the Nike app that they can sell to, like, let's say, a general consumer, sneakers app for the trainer heads. Then they're even making releases sneakers app only, which is quite unusual. This is one pair. And then you got Dot Swoosh as well. I'm not sure which demographic they're trying to hit with that. Anyway, these were sneakers only release and apparently maybe only Europe. And they sat for a minute actually. I must have clicked on 10 past 8 or I'm not even sure. I got a notification on my phone and I was sleeping, not being well. Anyway, saw them, purchased them, thought they looked nice because I saw some of the ads on the app. They're based on erosion and I love that idea. I love anything with a story. And if you look on the story on the sneakers app, they did a vote on whether people want storytelling in their trainers or if they just want it kept simple, and people voted significantly for storytelling. So a lot of thought has gone into this pair. It's based on the erosion in the Grand Canyon. And you can see that in the design of the trainer. On the inside of the trainer, you've got these earth tones, which are clearly like the earth's crust and the kind of erosion. And then on the outside, you've got some of those more kind of lilac-y purple colors that are some of the more interesting colors of erosion that you might see in the Grand Canyon. Now, I've been to the Grand Canyon years ago with my wife. And I have to say, I've always said it, it's the most amazing natural phenomenon I've ever seen in my life. Like, I couldn't believe I was seeing it on this planet. It's just incredible, like the depth of it, everything. So to have a trainer based on something so like amazing, I think is a good shout. So it's basically based on natural erosion, and it has lots of touches that kind of do with nature. So you've got the earth tones on this side, you've got the more interesting tones on the outside in terms of tones you wouldn't normally see, but you would see in erosion. You've got water, represented by the blue of the bubble. You've got some patterning there. You've got the water again around, maybe on the tongue. I would imagine that's a link to the water. And on the back, you have that kind of pattern that you might see like on a map or something. And then you've got this lovely brown on the toe box as well. Underneath you have the PSIs, different pounds per square inch on the bottom. And I always have a bone to pick with Nike about this, because that's the same thing that you used to see on the rear of the 97. The 97 is probably my favourite Air Max silhouette to look at. It means a lot to me, this silhouette. And this used to have the PSIs on the back as well. I'll put a photo up, as I always do. And it does annoy me that the 97 doesn't get retroed properly. Every time the silver bullets are released, they never put the PSIs. They've never reinstated that like it used to feel as well. It used to feel so much softer back in the day. So it's those details that they seem to be able to pick with certain trainers and not others. I mean, they've just recently done the Air Techs, and they did a fantastic job on them. I wish I could have got those. I tried so hard to get those Air Tech Challenge 2 Lavas. That's a whole different story. I might do a video on that. But yeah, they've just done the Air Techs. They've done such a good job with the Air Techs. They seem to be remastering the Jordan 4, loads of silhouettes, but the 97 doesn't get the detail I think it deserves. But hey, that's a different thing. If you grew up in London, then you know someone who likes a particular Air Max. I would say I'm an Air Max 90s guy, mostly what I wear, and 97s. But I have a couple of mates who swear by 95s, a couple of mates who swear by BW. So I've always had my Iron 95s. I've tried the pairs here and there. In fact, I would love that pink foam colorway if that ever drops again, because actually getting these in the right size, these are relatively comfortable. And in terms of debate, whether they are the 110s or the 95s, it depends what area you come from, I suppose, or just how you feel. I'm actually from the 90s. I jumped out of the time warp straight from the 90s into 2024. I was working in trainer shops in the 90s, and all the Air Maxes were called 110s. They all cost £110, and that's what we called them. We called them 110s until the 97s came out, which were £120. And back then, I mean, you're talking a big deal. You're talking $220, but it wasn't common to pay that much at the time. That's why they were called 110s. A bit of a prestige thing. You know how it goes. And if you're from America and you don't know, like the 95 has a kind of place in UK culture, a bit of a rude boy trainer, I would say. Some people associate it with criminals. I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, it's a kind of lad's trainer, someone who knows what they're about a little bit. So I call them 95s because I don't call Air Max 90s Air Max 3s. I kind of feel like now we're out that era, we can place them by the year. They deserve to be placed like individually. There were more than one pairs of 110s. So when people talk about 110s, that could have been these. It could have been the 96s. We called them all 110s, or we did where I'm from. So yeah, I'd rather call these the 95s. That's just my 2 pence on that. You can call them what you want. It doesn't make a difference to me, but it's an interesting debate. It tells you how much of a place these trainers have in our hearts and our memories. And for me, I'm all for the discussion. It's all good. Yeah, classic pair. Beautiful trainer. Crazy. Let me talk a little bit about the materials. They are top drawer, sit at £185, which I think is an expensive price point for the 95s. I think 95s are usually 150 to 160. These are 185. These are clearly premium. The nubuck and suede on these different sections here is really plush. It's got a beautiful brown on the front as well, really nice, which I think would move, definitely does move with the suede touch. The inside panels are really nice, high quality as well. Meshing on the toe box as well. Really solid build, really chunky, more comfortable than I possibly had presumed they would be. So all together, just trying these on, getting a sense of what it looks like for me to wear a 95, I'm very, very happy with these. They've got a really nice insole, which also has the erosion theme on it. And materials aside, they have a nice box as well. That erosion theme is also on the box. You can see it down one side. Always a fan of when Nike does something interesting with a box rather than just keep it simple like that. It's even got a quote on the inside that says, Air Max 95 as if unearthed by the process of erosion. And then it's got sneakers branding on the box as well. So definitely what I would call almost an SP release. It feels like an SP release. Looking online, someone said there was 6,000 pairs of these. I don't know. I know the big sizes are sold out. Always keep your eye on sneakers because sometimes they get mini restocks. I think this has been the best year for trainers for a long time. I must have bought way more. I bought about 4 times more pairs than I planned to. I only planned to buy about 4 pairs this year, and I must have bought about 12. I haven't even counted, but it's been ridiculous with releases this year. And what I've kind of feel like I've been spoiled almost, because Nike have been digging in the vault and releasing all these old school silhouettes. So now I get to have a pair of BWs. I've got some really good Air Max 1s with the chlorophylls. I've got 97s already, Air Max 90s as always, and now I've got a pair of 95s. And I'm hoping they're going to bring out things like Air Max Lights, maybe tailwinds. There are so many different silhouettes that are great, and I'm just here for it really. I'm really glad to be picking up these pairs. I'm not going to go crazy with 95s. This probably will be my only pair of 95s. I don't need multiple pairs. In fact, I'm looking to maybe offload. I've got 5 pairs of 95s, 5 pairs of 1s. I've got too many pairs, and I only really need one of each. Would make me much more happy. So we'll see how it goes with these, but definitely happy to have picked these up. Okay, fit, let's talk fit. Generally, I am a UK 11. I don't have a particularly wide foot or anything particularly unique about my feet, I don't think. And so in Adidas, I'm a UK 11. In New Balance, I'm a UK 11. And in Reeboks, I'm a UK 11. For Nike, it depends on the model. For Air Maxes, generally, I'm a UK 11. So those BWs are an 11. The 90s are an 11, and I bought these in 11, and I couldn't have gone half down on these, me personally. There's a little bit snug on the toe the first time I tried them on. They now feel comfortable. The only caveat is that I go 10.5 in Air Max 1s and also in 97s. So that's just something to bear in mind. Not all the models are exactly true to size, not from my perspective anyway. So these fit nicely, as I said before, quite chunky if you're new to this model. So they raise you up a little bit. They raise you up. But yeah, I love them. I love them. Really happy with this pair. So I don't want to over talk through this review. I want to show you what they're like. I think they're beautiful. I think they're going to be such a good autumn or fall pair to wear. They've got those fall tones completely with the erosion. That's what happens every autumn anyway, doesn't it? The leaves fall off. So it's got all the colours that you would associate with natural erosion. So they're a perfect autumn pair. You have to spray them up because the materials are really nice and plush, and they would get damaged and mashed up in the rain without a doubt. I think Nike have done a really good job with these. I think in general Nike have had a really good year. I think so many pairs have been released that they've done well, and they've understood that we want the best. If you're paying £185 for a pair of trainers, then you want it to be as perfect as it can be, and that's what these are. Very happy with them. It was just an impulse buy, but these are a definite keeper. I've got loads of reviews in the bag. I'm looking forward to the polys coming up, the polys. The next pair I'm looking for, and hopefully will be the last pair of the year for me, is the Air Jordan 4 Fears. I didn't get them in 2013 when I should, but I'm going to pick them up this time. So as always, I appreciate every view. I really appreciate all the love. If you enjoyed the video, please comment. Please give it a like. It really helps to get my videos pushed out, and I'm trying to grow as much as I can. If you like it, share it with a mate, share it with someone who's interested in 95s, and subscribe even better. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.